Solid rocket booster joint heaters being deactivated, going into a final check of solid rocket booster commanding. Joint heaters off. Box fill and drain valves are closed. Flight data recorders for the SRBs activated. Payload bay vent doors closed. 3-31 seconds. The handoff has occurred to Space Shuttle Endeavour's onboard computers.
20. 15.
Firing chain armed. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And liftoff of Space Shuttle Endeavour, expanding the International Space Station while creating a classroom in space.
Roger, roll, Endeavour. Houston now controlling the flight of Endeavour. The Space Shuttle begins its journey back into orbit. Endeavour rolling onto the proper alignment, heads down, wings level for the 8.5-minute ride to orbit, taking aim on the International Space Station for docking on Friday. 30 seconds into the flight, the 3 liquid fuel main engines will soon throttle back to 72% of rated performance in the bucket to reduce the stress on the shuttle as it breaks through the sound barrier. This view from long-range trackers, now from a camera on the external fuel tank showing the bird's eye view of Endeavour heading towards space. 54 seconds into the flight, Endeavour already 8 miles downrange, standing by for the throttle up call from Capcom Chris Ferguson.
Endeavour, go with throttle up.
Go at throttle up.
The throttle up call acknowledged by Commander Scott Kelly, joined on the flight deck by pilot Charlie Hobaugh, flight engineer Rick Mastracchio and Tracy Caldwell, Dave Williams, Al Drew, and Barbara Morgan seated down on the middeck, Morgan racing towards space on the wings of a Legacy. 1 minute, 30 seconds into the flight, Endeavour currently traveling almost 2,000 miles an hour, 14 miles in altitude, 15 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. 3 good fuel cells, 3 good auxiliary power units, 3 good main engines. Endeavour flying straight as an arrow, 1 minute, 55 seconds into the flight, standing by for solid rocket booster separation. Booster officer confirms staging a good solid rocket booster separation, guidance now converging. Endeavour's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to gently swivel, aiming Endeavour for a precise keyhole in space for main engine cutoff. 2 minutes, 25 seconds into the flight. The propulsion officer reports the orbital maneuvering system engines have ignited, providing Endeavour with a kick in the pants for the next minute and a half, assisting the shuttle and its crew on its climb to orbit. Endeavour 40 miles in altitude, 59 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, traveling more than 3,400 miles an hour. Three minutes into the flight, Endeavour 75 miles downrange, traveling almost 4,000 miles an hour, 47 miles in altitude. All of its systems looking good. Endeavour flying on the singular power of its 3 liquid fuel main engines, draining a half a ton of fuel per second from the shuttle's fuel tank. We're coming up on the point of negative return, where the shuttle will be too far downrange, too high in altitude to return to the launch site in the event of an engine failure. Endeavour currently 135 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, flying true.
Endeavour, negative return.
Negative return.
Passing 4 minutes into the flight, Endeavour more than 60 miles in altitude, 160 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, traveling 5,000 miles an hour. All systems looking very good. The Environmental Systems Officer reports a good flash evaporator system has been activated aboard Endeavour, providing cooling for the avionics until payload bay door opening.